Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everyone. Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran bin Nik Muhammad, exercising the functions of Vice Chancellor, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Professor Dr. Razli bin Cik Razak, exercising the functions of Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Mr. Kamaluddin bin Daud, Director Politeknik Kota Baru Kelantan. Professor Insinyur Teknologis Dr. Ahmad Ziad bin Sulaiman, Advisors of Karnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021. Associate Professor Insinyur Dr. Juliwati binti Muhammad, Program Directors of Virtual Karnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021. Distinguished keynote speakers, presenters, participants, and everyone who's involved since day one in making this event a reality. First and foremost, on behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to welcome all of you to Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021 Virtual International Edition, co-organized by Universiti Malaysia Kelantan and Politeknik Kota Baru, with the support of National STEM Association. It is indeed a great pleasure to have all of you here on these occasions. Now, let us start with Malaysian National Anthem and Turbulung UMK.
Semangat sumpah setia, inovatif integriti, ilmu ditokai, warisan budaya sumber asli, keusahaan kawanan keras kami, kekayaan akal dan budi, mendidik insan yang sejati, merintis perubahan terkini demiku yang maha pencipta, merealisasi visi menjadi realiti demi negara yang tercinta. Relevan unik dan berbeza, rencana peradaban bangsa, janji kami pada semua, taburi jasa di mana jua, merintis perubahan terkini demiku yang maha pencipta, merealisasi visi menjadi realiti demi negara yang tercinta. Relevan unik dan berbeza, rencana peradaban bangsa, janji kami pada semua, taburi jasa di mana jua, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, terbilang UMK.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin today's event by inviting Al-Fadil Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Zain bin Mubarak to recite the dua. Please welcome.
A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Praise be to you, the Lord of the world. Peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, and for those who follow his path till the judgment day. Allahumma ya Rahman, ya Rahim, ya Arhamar Rahimin. On this glorious morning, in conjunction with the Carnival of Research and Innovation, Virtual International Edition 2021, we raise our hands in prayer to thank you on your infinite favors for us, that we are able to live in peace and harmony, to perform our tasks as your servants. We humbly seek your blessing for the smooth running and success of this event. Please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah, and guide our institutions to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual. Grant us knowledge that will benefit the mankind in order to gain your mardatillah. Make us your righteous servants who follow your commands and stay away from sins. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Allahumma ya hayyu ya qayyum, ya zal jalali wal ikram. Bestow wisdom on us and make us among the righteous. Bless us with honorable mention among later generations, and make us one of the inheritors of Jannatul Na'im. Grant us patience to face the challenges from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. Bestow peace upon our beloved country Malaysia. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made nor natural disaster. And to you, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders and our country. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you to Al-Fadhil Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Zain bin Mubarak for the dua. Before we proceed to our next agenda, let's enjoy the montage video prepared for you.
Now, we would like to invite the Program Advisor, Professor in Senior Technologist Dr. Ahmad Ziad bin Sulaiman, Senior Director Research Management and Innovation Center, to deliver his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, it is a great and heartwarming pleasure for me to welcome everybody to Carnival of Research and Innovation Virtual International Edition CRI 2021. The success of last year's events drive us to go bigger and global. This year, University Malaysia Kelantan and Polytechnic Kota Baru, supported by the National STEM Association co-organizer CRI 2021, in conjunction with the International Virtual Innovation and Invention Challenge 2021, which is Intelligent, and Creative Innovation Carnival CIC 2021. I would like to extend my gratitude to all organizing committees for excellent works and passionate efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been almost 2 challenging years since the start of pandemic in Malaysia. This has impacted us in every aspect of our life. However, we must not hold ourselves back, but keep up the momentum to bounce back stronger. For this year's edition, we received over 350 entries from universities, colleges, and industries in Malaysia and Indonesia. There are 14 categories to compete involving various fields of teaching and learning, technology, innovation, business, machinery, and more. Dear friends and colleagues, the idea of CRI is to establish a networking platform between universities and agencies, as well as a place for researchers to showcase their research product to be highlighted at higher level. In doing so, we encourage continuous research and innovation from researchers towards commercialization. Other than that, we are hoping to cultivate innovative research with high impact for local and global communities. For information, Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI is an annual signature program offers under the Office of Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation since 2016. Back then, it was organized by Research Management and Innovation Center under the name of Research and Innovation Exhibition. A year later, we had combined Research and Innovation Exhibition with Research and Innovation Week to reward researchers who achieve success in their research. In the third year, the program was renamed to Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2018. This program has been promoted as an official university program which will be organized by the Office of Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research and Innovation annually. For 2019, we involve participants from school to expose them in innovative competitions. Finally, we had our first virtual carnival, e-carnival of research and innovation in 2020. This is an example persistence in pursuing dreams, and you have my respect for that. Ladies and gentlemen, before I'm ending my speech, I would like to thank and congratulate everyone that directly and indirectly involved with the carnival. Keep it up, the momentum, and pray to God that this event will be continued in coming years to give chances to other researchers, inventors, and educators to highlight and showcase their best creative, innovative ideas. May God bless this program so it fulfill the objective and bring benefit to all of us. Please enjoy all the activities prepared for the day. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Insinyur Technologist Dr. Ahmad Ziad bin Sulaiman for the heartwarming speech. Next, we would like to invite Yang Berusaha, Tuan Kamaluddin bin Daud, Director of Polytechnic Kota Baru, to say a few words. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the International Virtual Innovation and Invention Challenge 2021 Intelligent in conjunction with Carnival of Research and Innovation 2021. This virtual international event is proudly organized by Universiti Malaysia Kelantan and jointly organized by Polytechnic Kota Baru and the Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education, Ministry of Higher Education, Malaysia. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the organizing committees for the hard work and effort for making this event a resounding success in terms of participation and organization. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19 and corresponding to the Malaysian Government Order on Movement Control Order, MCO, Intelligent 2021 is organized virtually. However, despite the pandemic, more than 370 participants from various categories had participated. This overwhelming response clearly shows that nothing can stop us from learning and striving to be the best in facing global challenges and obstacles. Intelligent 2021 is a great stage for innovators and researchers in showcasing creative ideas and innovations of various categories. There are three categories that involve various fields of studies covering science of technology, social sciences, and STEAM, or science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. This innovations competition is open to all innovators from higher learning institutions and schools. This distinctive program is in line with the strategies in Malaysia Education Blueprint 2015-2025 for higher education in producing great talents, ecosystem innovations, and global e-learning. Hence, this platform has served as a medium to put forward the innovations and creative ideas that are developed by students, teachers, and lecturers in order to meet the challenges of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Therefore, the innovations are expected to improve productivity in all sectors. Apart from that, the innovators and researchers required support and motivation to generate creative minds to design quality and useful innovation. The positive impact of the innovations will change how we live, work, and communicate. Thus, I believe this platform will greatly benefit and contribute to the new ideas in teaching and learning development. Finally, once again, I congratulate all the organizing committees, participants, and presenters. Keep up the good work, and hopefully this event will be able to raise awareness and encourage more educators and researchers to continuously produce excellent quality of innovations and invention. May this event run smoothly and achieve its objective to uplifting the country's education to a greater level. May God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamaluddin, for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we would like to welcome Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran binti Nik Muhammad, exercising the function of Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Kelantan, to deliver her speech and officiate the opening for Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021 Virtual International Edition. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Professor Dr. Razli bin Cik Razak, exercising the functions of Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, UMK, Dr. Kamaluddin bin Daud, Director, Polytechnic Kota Baru Kelantan, Professor IRTS Dr. Ahmad Ziad bin Sulaiman, Advisor of Carnival of Research and Innovation, CRI 2021, Associate Professor IR Dr. Juliawati binti Muhammad, Program Director of Virtual Carnival of Research and Innovation, distinguished keynote speakers, presenters, and all participants of Carnival of Research and Innovation, CRI 2021. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all participants and presenters to the Carnival of Research and Innovation, jointly organized by University Malaysia Kelantan and Polytechnic Kota Baru in conjunction with the International Virtual Innovation and Invention Challenge, Intelligent 2021 and Creative Innovation Carnival, CIC 2021, and supported by a National STEM Association. I would also like to congratulate the organizers for their sheer dedication and an unwavering commitment in making this event a success. I believe organizing such an event during this unprecedented time due to the COVID-19 pandemic has been quite a challenge to everyone involved. CRI 2021 serves as a platform to encourage researchers, educators, as well as industry players from various fields and organizations to share their research and showcase their innovation. This synergy is hoped to be able to provide the participants with new knowledge and further nurture their creative minds to produce more quality research and innovation in the future for the benefits of the whole society. I'd like to draw your attention to STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics, one of the categories introduced in the Carnival. Having the school community take part in this event is a good way to create awareness, especially among students, about the importance of research and innovation in education. Such exposure helps develop their creativity as well as problem-solving skills and familiarities with them through research culture at an early age. It is also important to note that both research and innovation are central in stimulating economic growth. I believe that some of the research projects and innovations presented at this carnival have enormous commercialization potential. Consider this platform as a stepping stone for your innovations and invention to be made visible and later commercialized for many to benefit from. Finally, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, through our Research Management and Innovation Centre RMIC, is committed to empowering research and innovation among our staff. With grant applications open for both academics and non-academic staff, and awards to acknowledge their accomplishments, speak volumes to our commitment on this matter. CRI 2021 is also part of our continuous effort to strengthen our research agenda, especially in response to the demands of the fourth industrial revolution that is gradually taking place. Once again, I would like to congratulate everyone who has devoted their time and effort in making CRI 2021 a reality. I wish all of you a very successful event and all the best in your future research endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran bin Nik Muhammad, for the opening speech and launching Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021 Virtual International Edition. Now we have come to the highlight of the day one of the event. We are going to listen to keynote speeches by our distinguished guests for today. Our first keynote speaker is Professor in Senior Technologies, Dr. Ahmad Rasdan bin Ismail, Director Center for Management of Environment, Occupational Safety and Health, University Malaysia Kelantan, with the title Gaps of Change on Safety and Health Issues in Innovation. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And a very good day to all, especially to the participants for CRI 2021. I would like to extend my warmest thankful to the management of RMNC for being able to conduct such a big event like this. Although we are currently experiencing pandemic COVID-19, but then Alhamdulillah, here we are, be together in these online versions. So I would like to share actually in this short keynotes for CRI 2021, whereby my titles for this short keynote is about Cause of Change on the safety and health issues in innovations. Why I mentioned the cups of change? Of course, we need to deal with rapid changes on how we do things, how we innovate things by disregard the aspect of the safety and health issues prior than this. So in the future, I do hope with this short sharing with all of the participants, we can have our own insight and new paradigm on how we deal with the safety and health issue, especially to those innovators out there that are really keen to produce things. Okay? All right. Okay. This is roughly about myself. I think you can nowadays check a look on the Google form. So currently I'm attached at Center for Management of Environment, Occupational Safety and Health of UMK, what we call a CNIOSH UMK, whereby we are managing the whole aspect on the safety and health issue related to the staff in UMK for the past 8 years in UMK. All right. So apart from that, I also become the consultants for various multinational companies, whereby my field of specialization in the area of human factor and safety. All right. First thing first is that I think that we need to understand that why I'm putting the topics of cups of change again. All right. I know that this is a right time to share the thoughts on how we have to move forward. Okay? In implementing the safety and health, in not only when we do the innovation job or innovation things, but also in how we do things. It cross everything's what we do in our life. So the first negative issues that probably can cause us if we're not starting ourselves thinking towards our safety and health, not only ourselves as the innovators, but also the impact towards the products, towards the everything we're going to look on it. So first is that the negative issue that probably can come across is that one is the non-compliance to the standards, regulations that definitely, without we know it, will jeopardizing the product safety and reliability to the users. And if you take a look, various things already occurred. Example is when Apple missed to produce, to take care on the safety on the workers at one of their manufacturer, a supplier for the parts, then definitely the product has been banned for a few times in United States of America. All right, so that's a part of it. And when we deal with the non-compliances, we can find out also there are a lot of products that being innovated and suddenly it's not safe to the user. So when the things about the safety of the user, definitely it will definitely impact the customer and consumer confidence. All right. So when we deal with the customer and consumer confidence, when we know they know that the product is not actually compliance with the certain safety standard and definitely the regulation, they don't want to put the trust on the product. Then definitely the trust is not there. So definitely it will definitely incur the negativity on the sales of the product and the success of the product to the markets. All right. So this is one of the big issues why the product safety on how we do things, how we innovate things in the safety and have manners is become the major impact, the major points currently for the consumers nowadays and also to the customer. Actually, this is what I derived from various articles that was being discussed in the area of safety and health. All right. So the second thing that is in the customer orientations, or what we call to the consumer orientation. The second part is that to ourselves, which is to the innovator itself, to the designer itself. So if we never implement it in our way on doing things, it causes us the occupational diseases. All right, they have various types of occupational diseases nowadays. Example is that musculoskeletal disorder among innovators. You will feel pain throughout your body, at the neck area, at the back area, due to prolonged exposure to the way, to the awkward postures that you do when you're trying to innovate things. There are various, numerous fatality involved actually, not only to the researchers, but also to the innovators out there due to the unsafe act and unsafe condition when they are currently dedicated themselves to innovate things. All right. Example, if you take a look to the researchers out there, Marie Curie, we find out that due to the cancer, whereby they find out, you know, type of findings is a part of the cancer itself, things like that. All right. So, but then unfortunately, these statistics of innovators that involved in the casualties, it's not being recorded, and there is no availability statistically on the disease. But I know things have occurred not only in the laboratories, not only in the IPTs, but also at various places, especially in the research and innovation department. All right. Sometimes we will see our colleague after a few years having cancer examples due to the prolonged exposure to the chemical examples. All right. And definitely, if things like this is consistently occur, it causes a high cost on the product due to the accident and incident. All right. Of course, we could see that in the entrepreneurship kind of view, the accident will cause the unexpected cost for the organization. Example, and it is become like the contribution effect on the cost itself. So definitely it can cause the failure of the product and the innovation to the markets, right? All right. So this is a part of the negative issues that I do hope every of us as a participant of CRI 2021 can see it from a different angle of life. And when we go to the second part of the negative impact on the issue, if the issue of health safety, if we couldn't take care nicely and properly, it also causes a certain challenge. Examples, all right, due to the effect, the nature of those innovators. Congratulations to all, you are the innovator. And as an innovator, we have put much focus on the deliverables of our innovations. And we strive maybe 24/7 to produce our innovations. All right. And without we know it, that the way on how we innovate things have caused us the negative implication. Example that I've been discussed before, the MSD to us. We feel sick, we feel unhealthy due to the job that we have dedicated to. All right, so this is one challenge. Second part is that the lack of knowledge, awareness, and competency in the safety and health. We need people from outside there to tell us. We need people that are competent enough to tell us the way we do things is wrong. It is not right. So we need to do things right. The way do things right and also do right things at the same time. All right. So this is some things that we need another person, the competent person, to advise us. All right. So Alhamdulillah, in UMK we do have a strong team to advise. All right. And I'm sure in other organizations as well, things is in the budding stage. It really goes step by step towards the quantum leap of health safety culture there. The third part is that the challenge is that the lack of organizational commitment towards the implementation of safety and health. I can say that in most of the research and innovation world, things about the safety and health was not being discussed in the proper way. And the goals of achieving the safety and health and welfare level is not at the second, definitely at second, which is not at the second at all, because the first is definitely in the integrity. All right. But Alhamdulillah, we at UMK, we are being put as at the second ladder. All right. How the safety and health can be embedded in every way on doing things in University Malaysia Kelantan. Thank you to our top management that put highest commitment toward the safety and health after the integrity. And I do hope that others organization as well also can put that effect. All right, that methods. The final one is, of course, that's innovator. We do have self-ego that when we're being asked to do things in the safe way, we have the intelligence, but at the same time we hesitate it, but then finally we escape it. That's the norm. I'm telling to myself as well sometimes. All right, but we couldn't have that kind of things or thinking or the attitude of it. We need to change. All right, and how to change it? First, we need to understand that in Malaysia, example, and I think most of the country in the world, we do have the SSC legal requirements to follow. And in Malaysia, we have Factory Machinery Act 1967. We deal with the machinery. Anything that we do with machine, we do have a complete regulations. We call Factory Machinery Act 1967. And we do have also OSHA 1994, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, because we are, as an innovator, we are also the staff. We are also the workers that governs by the act. All right. And another part is that we have Environmental Quality Act as well as the ISO 45001. All right. So that is one thing we need to understand. There is a regulation to protect us. There is a regulation to protect unsafe condition and unsafe act. Right? And then how to do next is that normally the situation of the safety and health caused by 4M, which is called machinery itself. All right. And then number 2 is the material itself. What type of material we use? Sometimes we use chemical in it. We not even know the characteristic of that chemical. And it causes inhalation to that chemical and cause the changes to our blood. Definitely can cause us cancer. Example, the machinery, if there is not protected, it can cause injury. And then the human itself, if we don't even train, we have our staff that not undergo with the proper training, it cause also accidents. And another part, the 4th M, is that the environment, the quality of air, the noise, and the vibrations. All right, how to do is that definitely we need to go back to the fundamental of 5 types of hazard. Number 1 is the physical hazard, which is what you look here, some photos about the injury that may occur to the innovator, not only to the innovator, but to also to our staff or helper or associate or assistants when we do the job. So therefore, the PPE is crucial. The enforcement of the use of PPE is really crucial. The second part is that to the chemical type. Number 2 is chemical. The use of chemical, we need to understand. We need to know the characteristic of the chemical. Whether is it easy to get to explode, whether is it, inhalation problems, all right? And the third one is a biological hazard. This is what the hazard that we are currently facing is a COVID-19 examples. But we do have also innovate some other parts that probably cause the biological hazard like the type of paint that we use can cause a sick building syndrome examples. The 4 is the ergonomics, which is the photo about the biomechanics of forces, and finally the psychosocial also. So we need to have a proper plan on when we do the innovation in any place and in our workshop or in our faculty. All right. We take a look to overall, it is good for us to adopt the whole 3 concept of safety culture model. We do need to understand that in order to make it ourselves safe and healthy, we need to control these 3 things, which is first is the psychological, behavioral, as well as the situational things. So we take a look at the psychological thing, we need to have the attitude that we want to do things safe and healthy always. So this is the attitude we need to have. And example in UMK, we do have the management commitment in order for us to ensure we understand the hazard, the risk that we are facing when we do our job. And the third one is definitely to the situational, whereby we need to follow the procedure, the use of example for the personal protective equipment, whether we do have safety training, things like this have to be in place. All right. I think that's roughly that I would like to cover in this very short 15 minutes as a conclusion to ponder and try to summarize it in the PCCF. One is that planning on innovation project by assimilating the safety and health protocol. Right? We need to plan. If you fail to plan, then we plan to fail in how we adopt the safety and health in innovation activities. The second part is that to conduct self-hazard identification based on 5 hazards just now. We need to conduct our own. All right? If not, we need to go for training ourselves how to conduct the high rank. C. The third one is that C, to comply with any university or institutional or any company research ethical committee approval. All right? Before we start embarking to any innovation work, we need to proven that the risk and hazard that contribute from our way on doing things is at minimal, at minor as possible. And finally, is that the F is that to follow all recommendation on safe operating procedure and the guideline. All right. So this is, I think, as overall, if we think safe, definitely we act safe, we will be safe. All right. I think with that, I end my short keynote sharing sessions. For the cups of change in safety and health by related to the innovation. So hopefully all of you can have a good session together for CRI 2021. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
A big thank you to our first speaker for the inspirational keynote. Now let us welcome to the second keynote speaker, Dr. Haryati binti Ismail from Department of Civil Engineering, Polytechnic Kota Baru, with the title Enhancing Visualization with Augmented Reality. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Welcome to the Carnival of Research and Innovation CRI 2021 in conjunction with International Virtual Innovation and Invention Challenge Intelligent 2021 and Creative Innovation Carnival CIC 2021. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers for successfully organizing CRI 2021 in this very challenging pandemic. Congratulations to the participants for successfully producing great and competitive innovative products. Indeed, CRI 2021 is an excellent platform as well as providing an opportunity for those who want to showcase their ideas, inventions, and innovations. Various categories and subcategories competed also allow the participants to explore, experiment, and demonstrate skills in their respective fields. In keeping pace with technological advances and facing the challenges of IR 4.0, various innovations in the form of digital have been created. For example, in the field of education, many innovative products in the form of virtual reality, augmented reality, or mixed reality have been created. As such, I would like to take this opportunity to share a little about the application of augmented reality in quantity surveying education that has been developed by our research team. What is augmented reality AR and how can AR be incorporated into the education environment? Basically, AR is a system that incorporates three basic features, which are a combination of real and virtual worlds, real-time interaction, and 3D objects. AR also encourages interactivity, engagement, and blurs the line of difference between the virtual and the real world. This technology has huge potential to improve the teaching and learning experience. For instance, it allows the student to experience like real-world events virtually. This technology also provides the ability to enhance the nature of education through enabling visualization as well as integrating and channeling information directly to the users. During this pandemic, most teaching and learning activities are undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. For subjects that require visualization and imagination skills, online learning is somewhat challenging and causes many students to have difficulty in understanding their lessons. Hence, by leveraging the advantages of augmented reality, my team and I developed an augmented reality called the T-Bit, Building Elements Anatomy. The T-Bit is developed with the aim of helping students to better understand building elements and improve visualization skills while interpreting 2D drawings. Firstly, it was vital to plan the content, features, and flow of the AR before the product development. Three types of software, which were Floor Plan Creator, Unity, and Vuforia, used to develop the T-Bit. The Floor Plan Creator was used to create a building plan complete with scale and 3D model. Meanwhile, Unity and Vuforia software were used to turn it into AR complete with necessary information. Upon completion, students can scan the 2D drawings to pop up a 3D building object by using students' smartphone or tablet. Other than enhancing visualizations of 2D drawing, the T-Bit application provides information regarding the elements of a building, the basic rules to measure quantity, and construction technology for related building elements. Last but not least, the T-Bit also allows students to learn at their own pace.
It is hoped that this little sharing can give a little inspiration. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a small part of this very meaningful program. Once again, congratulations to the organizers and participants of CRI 2021. Remember that there is no idea is too small.
What an interesting keynote delivered by Dr. Hayati. Let's give her a round of applause. Next, the third keynote speech will be delivered by Dr. Burhan bin Cik Daud, Dean Faculty of Human Studies and Human Development, University Majlis Kelantan, with the title, The Role of Innovation Towards Civilization Renewal, A Way Forward. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Bismillah walhamdulillah Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. Thank you very much to the organizing committee of Carnival of Research and Innovation, Virtual International Edition 2021, University Malaysia Kelantan, for giving me this great opportunity to share some insights on the role of innovation towards civilizational renewal, a way forward. Generally speaking, civilization relates to a complex society. Classically, the term civilization was used to describe a society with 9 characteristics: permanent settlements, urban development, organized farming, literacy and writing system, system of government, specialized activities, multicultures, complex institutions, and advanced technology. However, in modern understanding, the term civilization was used to describe an advanced society with 2 distinct attributes. The first one is the highest level of development, be it physically or materially, intellectually, morally, technologically, and spiritually, as well as number 2, complex cultures. In our current borderless world, civilization could be seen as a process of integrating human societies into a single world system, which is also known as globalization. The understanding clearly implies that innovation plays a vital role towards technological advancement in the context of a civilization. Human beings with innovative minds are the drivers of civilization. In this regard, Allah the Almighty says in the Quran, chapter 22, verse 65, which reads, "Do you not see that Allah has subjected to you whatever is in the earth as well as the ships that sail through the sea by His command? He keeps the sky from falling down on the earth except by His permission. Surely Allah is ever gracious and most merciful to humanity." This particular verse mentions the word taskhir, which means subservience, meaning willingness to obey unquestioningly. Its aims are threefold. The first one is to make everything in the skies and on the earth serviceable to mankind. Number 2, to enable humans to perform their acts of devotion to Allah. And number 3, to remind them of their limitations and to urge them to be humble and thankful to Allah rather than to make them feel superior to any other creatures. Civilization denotes both material and moral values, or in other terms, infrastructure and superstructure. There has been no great civilization without spiritual aspect to it. Hence, civilization is the attainment of both material well-being and the elevation of the human spirit. Yusuf al-Qaradawi, prominent Muslim scholar based in Qatar, wrote in his treatise, Islam, the Future Civilization, commenting on the Western civilization. He says that civilization is like a human being, has a body and soul. The body resembles its highways, factories, and buildings, while the soul of a civilization encompasses its values, morals, and ideas. He asserts that the West has made tremendous progress in the fields of the machines, tools, and technology, but it has done little in the field of values and morals. He exhorts, and I quote, "In spite of the enormous materialistic achievements, the existing reality shows that this civilization, which means Western civilization, has not provided the anticipated happiness or peace of mind for its people. It has the body of an elephant and the spirit of a rat." Quinton Douglas Crawford, in Knowledge for Tomorrow, advocates that civilization is an advanced stage in social development that fully supports the educational, spiritual, and physical development of its people, with technological advancements for the enhancements of the society, in accordance with the needs of the people. Sir Terry Pratchett, in his comic fantasy novel, I Shall Wear Midnights, reminds us that it is important that we know where we come from, because if you do not know where you come from, then you don't know where you are going. And if you don't know where you are going, you are probably going wrong. I leave you with that inspiring quote, let's strive for innovation with purpose and innovation with soul. Thank you very much for listening. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Finally, let's hear from our fourth and last keynote speaker, Dr. Hanisa binti Hassan, Dean Faculty of Creative Technology and Heritage, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, with the title Impactful Design for Society. Please welcome.
Good morning to all the audience and my fellow colleagues. Today I'm going to talk about impactful design for the society. Before I go further, I want to discuss a bit on what's the conflict between designers and engineers. Normally what we have a bunch of designers and engineers working in silo. The problem with designers, for instance, in the area of creative industry, normally we seldom work with engineers or those system developers. Thus, it makes our design less impactful compared to what we have in the market. So what we need to do as designers, we should forgo our ego and put aside our egos and think of how are we going to be impactful, or how are we going to solve the problems in our community or society. So let's look at the bigger picture. For example, when we have conflict in our society, or for instance, the case of COVID-19, we need solution, creative solution, quick solution to help the community. So what are we going to do to help the community? For example, what is the communal impact or economic impact or the social impact that we can help or we can assist in order to help the community to make their lives better? So the whole process itself is an innovation. I'm talking about design in particular because I'm the dean for the design faculty. So I'm focusing on design because I can see that normally designers and engineers, they work separately, whereby they should actually work together in order to make something innovative or to make something impactful. I can see that a lot of designers normally they focus on the design aspect or aesthetic aspect, whereby innovation in particular is how are we going to improve the process, or how are we going to improve the technical issues besides the aesthetic values in particular. So I'm going to explain about a case study that I did with my team on how we started the COVID-19 project. It happens to be, I think that the first outbreak was in 2019. That was the first outbreak when we were in Malaysia, we were forced to lock down. So at that particular time, I was thinking to myself, what can we help? Because staying at home for a week is fine. When it goes 2 weeks and more, and then you started to think, how can we work with the society? How can we help the society? How can we work with the Ministry of Health to help this, to assist this pandemic as a designer? As for me, my background is actually in fashion. So how can my fashion knowledge help the society in order to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic? So first we have to look at the bigger picture, how in our capacity or in our expertise to help the community. Yeah, those are the questions that I throw to the management at that time. How can I help? I put aside the innovation or research or very detailed on write-ups and grant whatsoever. I just focus on how I can help the community to overcome this. At that particular time, it was like overcome the shortage of PPEs because Malaysia was not quite ready at that time. So then I asked the management in the group, and then I said, how can we help? And then I remember one of our health staff mentioned that you try and contact this person from the hospital and ask that what is the most priority help that they need right now. So when I contacted that person, actually in particular, I can say that our partner in crime in this crisis is Dr. Zurairi from HRPZ, and then he said, and we have a very short discussion with my team and how are we going to help with this project to help them. Yeah, and then they said at that particular time they are having a shortage of PPEs, and they need about 500 to 1,000 PPEs in a day. And at that time they don't have many left in their stocks. So they said, we have a roll of fabrics. What can we do? How can you help us? So, and then I got the idea on okay, we take up this challenge, and we brought back the roll of fabrics, and to our faculty, and I gather a group of team members, and we start looking into the patterns. We were provided with the basic PPE patterns, and then we look at how we can improve the process. How can we simplify the process, or how can we make the cost of the PPE more effective? So what we did that time is we look at the original pattern, and we look at the fabric that they gave us, and then we try to look at the length and the dimension, and how we can salvage the most of the fabric so that we can have a faster production and less wastage on the fabric, which is very precious at that time. So at the end, we can, after we have a few trial on the toile of the fabric of the PPE, then we came out with a few versions, and we called the hospital team to test on the PPEs and to see whether it's suitable or not suitable with them. Then we start producing it mass pro. Yeah, we collaborate with the Jabatan Penjara Kelantan, and then we produce a lot of PPEs at that time to help the frontliners. Yeah. So after going through that cycle at that very critical time, we started the initiative in Malaysia, and it was followed up by other universities. Yeah. And then a lot of inquiries came to me at that time, and I also got inquiries from UITM, other private colleges as well. And then I start sharing my ideas, sharing my contacts, so that they can help too. Yeah. So if you look at the whole ecosystem, it involves everything that is the research needs in particular. Yeah. If you look at example for a researcher in the in university or institution, we need to have a pattern, we need to have grant, we need to have collaboration, we have to involve with innovation competition and impactful write-ups. So all in all, the whole process itself is a package of everything that is required in a researcher. Whereby when we put the priority for the society first, or the problem we look at a very large scale without having to look too detailed on the write-ups or how much does it cost or everything. Actually, at the back of our mind, we have to think of how can we put the priority to help people first. Because my concern is that some of us, we always think about, okay, how is our research to be very impactful in writing, for example, whereby sometimes we forgot our nature of as a researcher, we should help people first. Yeah, this is I have a discussion back then with my friend in UUM, and then he had a wonderful tons of research, and then he asked me and said, I said, oh, you have done a great research, but he said research is not important when it doesn't impact the people. And then I was thinking, that I was thinking back then, how can my research be impactful? I just don't want to have a research just for the sake of having my scopus writing or having my grant, getting some grants from the government. The bigger scope is to help the society in general. When we look into research, I think it's very important that whether we are designers or we are engineers or system analysis or whatever, we have to look at the whole picture. How are we going to contribute to the society? Which I think that's the foremost important question that we should ask ourselves. How are we going to impact the society? That's how I think universities should work together with the other agencies in order to help people, because I think that's the most priority that we should put beforehand, in any of our ideas or research, because sometimes we got carried away, by a lot of KPIs, but sometimes we forgot that how can we make impactful research and impactful design by putting the society first. I'm talking as a designer, from my understanding and from my experience, we have a lot of challenges. Sometimes we look into the design aspect or the aesthetic elements too much, but we sometimes forgot that the bigger problem that we need to solve is on how we can put our research being useful for the society to use, and how our design can be impactful for others, which I think is the most important thing, or the key thing that we should put in any research, and look at the bigger picture. How are we going to help the society better? How are we going to make them feel better, to make them feel safe? And then not necessarily it has to be so big. It can also start with a small project, then it can escalate to become something bigger. For example, when we did our PPE projects, at first we start only for Kelantan. Then when the whole media came out and covered our stories, then people from even in East Malaysia also called up and then asked us to share the pattern and the design for making PPEs, whereby at that time our priority is to help people, and then we start sending our patterns to strangers that we don't know. And then they share pictures that in Kuching or in even in Sabah, they have our pattern used for their hospitals. Same goes like some of the pattern being used in other places in Selangor at that time. So we are very happy that the design actually helps the people that is in need, which sometimes we forgot to prioritize on the main issue, which is to help others and to make others feel safe, or feel that they are also being some kind of a collaboration between universities and also the society. When that's why sometimes I as a researcher and also an educator, I feel like in the university we need to have collaboration between not only in the universities with other universities, but we also need to have a good collaboration with the universities and society and also other agencies. Like in my case, we work together with Malaysian prison, hospitals, Malaysian Red Crescent Society and many agencies that came into the picture to assist us. Even Yayasan Inovasi at that time sponsored us 50,000 each for our project on the PPE and the face mask and also the intubation box. So everything came in later when we put the priority first for the society, for the people. How are we going to assist them? So until now, we got a lot of inquiries, and we still got a lot of demand on the PPEs. But we at this stage, I think Malaysia has gone through the critical phase whereby they already have the stocks in place, and we are very glad that our small initiatives turn up to become such a big thing in the scenario at that time, in 2019 and 2020. So I think that was such a very delightful moment for me as a researcher and my team as well, so that we have done something for the people and for the country, which makes us really proud when designers can actually work together with the health medical officers to combat the pandemic. So to conclude my presentation, I would love and I would urge designers to think of a bigger picture on how we can help others. Don't wait for people to give us something for us to give grant only, then we can think. We can actually start from zero. And then how are we going to start from zero to make our ideas into a very impactful design or impactful pattern, so that we can help others in our capacity as educators or designers. With that, I thank you.
We will take a break and continue to the agenda with a webinar session. This webinar will be streamed live via UMK Facebook page and YouTube channel UMK TV. Thank you.